This video is an introduction to the Scratch programming language, and we are using the book Coding for Beginners Using Scratch. And starting Scratch is on page 6. I'm not going to be doing exactly everything that they did on page 6, but we'll be doing some similar things. So the first thing we need to do if you want to go do some programs in Scratch is you need to go to the Scratch website, which is scratch.mit.edu, which I've already got typed in here. I'm just going to hit the enter key. And this is the Scratch homepage. And if we want to create a new program, then we click on the create button up here on the top left. So let's go ahead and click on that. And it takes us to the Scratch homepage, which looks like this. If this little window comes up over here on the right side, just click on the X to close it. If you're interested in trying some of these things, you can always go back to the Scratch website, and when this comes up, you can check some of these things out on your own. But right now, we're just going to close it. So, Scratch is a programming language. A programming language is a language that is used to make a computer do something. In the case of Scratch, what you make the computer do is you make images move around on a screen. So this is our screen area. Well, I'm going to just call it the playground for right now. And this is the single image that we always get by default. It's called a sprite. And a program in Scratch consists of giving a sprite instructions to make it move around the screen and do interesting things. Okay, so this is our playground area where I guess the official name for it is the stage. This is where we're going to make the sprites move around and do stuff. Okay, and all of our sprites will be listed down here. And right now we've only got one, and then we've got a stage backdrop here, which is plain white. That can be changed to something more interesting. So this is where you start off. Not much, a white background and a little cat that we can move around. Now, what kinds of things can you make the sprite do? Well, we have 10 categories here. Actually, this last one isn't really anything we're going to be looking at, but they're color coded. So if I click on motion, all of the motion options are here, and they don't all fit on the screen, so you sometimes have to scroll to get to the command that you want. Every command looks like a little colored block like this with some instructions on it and possibly a number or two on it. So these are all categorized, and what they do is they make the sprite move. And if you look on page 82 in your textbook, from 82 to through the next few pages, it describes all of the different kinds of things that you can do. And the first group on page 82 is the motion commands. They have to do with making the sprite move. So there's a move command, making it turn to the right or to the left, making it point in a specific direction, making it point at something. In this case, it's pointing at the mouse pointer. We can move it to a specific spot on the screen. Our screen has X and Y coordinates, and the middle of the screen right here somewhere is, come on, okay, I'm going the wrong way, but I'm somewhere around here is 0, 0. That's the center of the screen. So right there on the cat's mouth, if you look down at the bottom right of the stage area, you'll see an X and a Y, and right now they say 0, 0. And as I move the mouse around, it tells me where they are. The X direction is horizontal, and if I go all the way over here, the biggest number it looks like I can have is 240. And if I go in the other direction, I get negative numbers, and I can go all the way to negative 240 over here. So I've got 480 different positions that I can put my sprites in. And the Y, if I go all the way up to the top here, I've got 180. If I go all the way down to the bottom, I've got negative 180. So that's 360 different positions vertically and 480 positions horizontally. So we can make him go to a specific position here. We can make him move towards something else on the screen, like the mouse pointer. We can have him glide, which moves him to a specific spot smoothly. We can change his x coordinate. We can set his x coordinate to 0. We can change his y coordinate, or set it to 0. We can tell it to bounce off the edge of the stage, and we can set rotation style. We'll talk about that later on, and we're not going to worry about these other ones here. If you go to page 83 in the book, there are a bunch of events, and these are all colored brown. And an event is something that happens in your program. So what can happen in a program? Well, you can click on this green flag up here, which is what you click on to make the program start. You can wait for a specific key to be pressed and respond, do something when that key is pressed. You can do something when the user clicks on your sprite. You can cause something to happen if the backdrop switches. So you're not stuck with a plain white backdrop here all the time. You can put whatever you want to in there. You can respond when the loudness reaches a certain point. You can respond when you receive a message, and then there's a couple of other ones here we're not going to worry about right now either. There's a looks, which is a purple color, and looks include putting little bubbles up here that have him say or think something. Showing him or hiding him. You can make him disappear for a while. You can switch him to another costume, and a costume is basically, usually it's just another pose. So if you want to make the cat look like he was walking, his next costume would have his feet moving a little bit from their current position. And we'll have plenty of chances to look at that. The backdrop, changing the backdrop, is affecting the looks of the program. We can do things with colors. We can do things with sizes, and we can make things move to the front. Okay, we also have a block of control items here, and those actually they control the instructions, and the instructions then control the sprite. So if I want to repeat some instructions, or if I want to wait before I do the next instruction, I put a wait in. If I want to do something over and over, I put a repeat in. If I want to do it over and over forever, I put a forever block in. If I want to make a decision about what to do next, I put an if in. If I want to wait for something to happen, and basically we'll skip these bottom ones for now too. So those actually control how the instructions get executed. There's a sound group, which obviously causes sounds to be played. There's a sensing group that tests for things to happen, like touching something on the screen, or checking to see if somebody clicked on the mouse or whatever. We're not going to worry about that for a while. We're not going to worry about sound for a little while. There's a pen, and you can actually create a pen and draw things on the screen here under the control of your program. You can feed it instructions and have it draw cool patterns on the stage. And then we're not going to worry about these other two, at least for a while. So those are the basic instructions, and if you know what kinds of things go in each category, basically what you need to do at the beginning is you kind of need to look at each category and kind of look over all the different instructions in the category so you know which is which. It's not always completely obvious which category an instruction might fall in. Okay, but we're going to spend most of our time, at least at the beginning, working on these 4 different categories of instructions up here, and those are all described on pages 82, 83, 84, and 85, and the rest of them are described on the following pages too. Okay, so what you do when you create a program is you have to put some instructions. This is where you build your instructions. Okay, and we are doing the instructions on page 6. We might modify them a little bit, but it looks like the first instruction is at the top under first steps. It says try dragging these 2 blocks into the script area to make the cat walk. Okay, so they're both motion, so we got to click on the blue here. And the first one says point towards the mouse pointer. Okay, so we're going to drop that one over there. And the second instruction says move 10 steps. Okay, and so we're going to take that, and you notice how they have little notches in them. And the reason is so that you can connect them to one another. Okay, so if they're connected, both instructions will get executed one after another. The point will get done first, and then the move will get done second. So if you want these instructions to get executed, you just click on the first one, and you see he took a few steps. If you weren't watching, I'm going to do it again. The mouse pointer is over here, so he's basically going to walk towards me. So I'm going to click on this again. It will cause the two instructions to get executed. See, he took another little step. Actually, his feet aren't moving. He's just kind of sliding over. And 10 steps is 10 units here. So we started 0, 0, and I clicked this at least twice. So now we're on, we should be on position 20, although you can't see here because this tells me where the mouse is. It doesn't tell me where he is, but that's about where he is. So the Y should be 0, and the X is 20. And then every time I click on this, he continues to point towards me. Now, if I take these instructions and drag him up here and then click on him, he should point towards, he should start going up a little bit. Okay, now he's pointing towards me, and he's taking some steps. And you notice he's not really moving towards the mouse pointer. He's moving towards where the mouse pointer would be if it were on the screen here. So he's, you know, if I just move this over, that's where he would move to. If I take this and move it down to the bottom and then click on it, he should be moving down, you know, towards this corner right here. And every time I click on it, he should take a few more steps. And actually, you could make him move off of the stage if you click this enough times. We're not going to do that. You can try that out on your own if you want to. Okay. So I'm going to make him point towards me again. So now he's, well, let's get him. So I'm going to put this about straight across from him and click on it again. And now he's pretty much straight up and down. And I'm going to take him and I'm moving back around the center here. So he's pretty close to the middle there. Okay. Now we don't want to have to make him walk. We don't want to have to keep on clicking on this over and over again. So what we want to do is we want to cause that to happen automatically. So there's an event that we're going to basically use to start all of our programs. Let's click on events here, and you see there's a green flag up there. When you want your program to get executed or to start, you click on the green flag. And so I'm going to take this and I'm going to move it over here, and so now it says when I click on the green flag, do these things. If I don't click on the green flag, don't do them. So I'm going to click on the green flag over here, and I didn't have to click here, but he turned and took 10 steps. I'm going to click on this again and again and again and again, and every time he takes 10 steps towards me. Okay. Still, that is, you know, a lot of work just to get him to move a little bit. And what we want to do next is I'm on number 3. Actually, I didn't finish the play sound. Let's go and click on sound here. And play sound meow is an option, so we're going to put that there. And if you have headphones on now and you click on the green flag, you should hear him say meow. And every time I click on it, he's going to take 10 steps towards the mouse pointer and he's going to say meow. Okay. Now, if I want to make him look like he's walking, I said that costumes are basically different poses for one of our sprites. And so what I want to do is I want to go to the next costume, and they put that in between the move and the play. It really doesn't make any difference here, but if you want to put something in between here, you can go up here and drop it, and when you get the little white bars in between, it'll just snap into place. Now if you decide you want to move something around, let's say I decide I want to move this someplace, well, when I click and drag on it, everything that's below it also moves. So first thing I have to do is, just to get that out of there, is drag it, but this comes along, and then I click on that and everything below it will move, and then I can put it up here, and then I can put next costume up there. So if I want to change the order around, and now let's watch what he does, and his feet should be in a slightly different position this time. Okay, and if I keep on doing this, it looks like his feet have two positions, so he's going back and forth, and it kind of looks like he is walking. Okay, and now we are on number 4 at the bottom of page 7. And what we're going to do is, so we don't have to keep clicking this stuff all the time, I'm going to drag him back down here to the middle where he kind of belongs. And so we don't have to keep clicking on the green flag. We're going to put something called a repeat loop in here. And we're going to take the play sound instruction out. If you look at page 7, you can see that the play sound instruction is outside of everything. And we're going to put next costume up here. And then we're going to put all of these instructions here inside of a repeat block or a repeat loop. It's called a loop because it loops back and does the same thing over and over again. So here's my repeat, and you can change the number of times. We're going to make it 10. And you see how it opens up to accommodate everything. So it'll do this and this and this, and then it'll go back and do it a second time and a third time and a fourth time, and it'll end up doing it 10 times altogether. So I want that to happen when I click on the green flag, and then when I get all done, I want the cat to say meow. So I'm going to click on the green flag now, and he should move 100 steps, 10 steps at a time, towards the mouse pointer, and when we get all done, he'll say meow. Okay, that happened pretty quickly. I'm going to click that. I barely had a chance to move the mouse pointer. Okay. And so, I'm not real fast here. So you can make him move to different positions, and he'll take 100 steps very quickly towards wherever the mouse is. And, I can change this. I just click on it when it turns black. If I want him to take 20 steps every time, I can do that. Now let me click on this, and you see he's moving quite a bit further than he was before, because I said do it 20 times. And there is one other block that they don't actually show you on page 7, but I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to pull this stuff out. Remember, if I click on the first instruction inside the loop, it'll pull everything that's below it. So I'm moving all 3 of those out. And then if you want to get rid of an instruction, just drag it over here and let go, and it disappears. And I'm going to put a forever up here, and I'm going to put this up. And so those instructions will get done forever. And since they happen forever, there's no little notch here because, nothing else will happen other than these things. So this is called an infinite loop. It just keeps going forever. And if I click on this now, and the cat is going to continuously follow the mouse no matter where the mouse goes, okay, until I click on the red stop sign. And that takes care of the starting scratch lesson on pages 6 and 7.